when someone is speaking, just in order not to have noises in the microphones for everybody.
I'll try to do it. I'll try to.
Thank you very much. Yes.
Ciao Francesco.
Ciao.
Ciao, grazie.
Ciao. Si vede solo mezza testa come questa storia.
Ecco, adesso vai bene. Un po' di più.
Insomma, io ho un affare qua che... ok.
Okay, so it's 6:30. Let's wait 2-3 minutes and then we start.
Yeah.
We have also Britta Volkov with us. Thank you very much.
Britta, hi.
Thank you for the invitation.
And thank you for being here.
Yes.
Luca Lionello as well.
Good.
Alfonso Iozzo.
Yes.
Also Alfonso Iozzo, Francesco.
I know. He was the one who was calling me on how to join. So the meeting is being recorded and it is being also broadcast in Facebook. So there will, and so in any case, if you want also to show to other people later on, you can give the Facebook address and they will be able to listen to what we have been discussing. So it's 6:33. In the interest of those who are there, I would like to start and welcome all of you to this meeting. Is a trilateral meeting of the Federalists in Milan, Lyon, and Frankfurt. Quoted the town in alphabetical order. We have been organizing this meeting in 10 days, I have to tell you, because we have learned, we didn't know, that the day after tomorrow, the platform of the conference on the European Union is stopping, basically accepting contributions which are valid for the discussion, for the end discussion of the conference. And we wanted to bring a mark of our three towns in favor of a democratic and sovereign Europe. We think our towns, which are twinned since some decades, have been making an important part of history. So it's important that there is a testimony and a sense of action from us. And this is the first of a series of initiatives which we want to do together before the end of the conference, but also after the conference. So I would like to particularly thank those who have accepted to speak with such a short notice. Some got a notice of a few hours. So I'm really very, very cognizant to all of them. I will be also be the time holder. We have been giving us very rigorous times. I even bought today a bell so that I will be able to play this role. And I would like to show to you, and we'll try to share my screen, the program. Just to try to show the program. 1 second. I hope you see it. Can anybody tell me if
yes.
it is possible? Yes, thank you very much. We have a program in 3 parts. The first part is where I will give the floor to the 3 leaders of the Federalist groups, Luc Landrot for Lyon, Paolo Lorenzetti for Milan, or Klaus Klipp for Frankfurt. Then we will have a moment in which we will ask some of our members to speak also with a cross-language mechanism about what our towns can give to Europe. And we will have Claudia Korenke, who is member of Europa Union Frankfurt, but she is also member of the City Council of Frankfurt for the CDU. We will have Luca Ionello from the Movimento Federalista in Milan, and François Coutin, who is from the UF Auvergne-Rhône-Alpes. And thank you very much to all of them. Then we will have part 3, where we will have some communal politicians speaking to us. This means also we are not alone. We have a dialogue with political forces in our towns. And we will have Filippo Barberis, who is group leader of the political party Partito Democratico at Milan City Council, and Britta Volkov, who is from the party Volt, who is also member of the Frankfurt City Council in Frankfurt. And then, in conclusion, we will approve the joint declaration of the Federalists of our 3 towns. And though I'm stop sharing the screen, and without any further ado, I will give the floor to Luc for a 5 minutes intervention.
Yes, hi everyone. So I'm really glad to be here and to start this partnership with the Federalists in Milano and Frankfurt, which is really promising. This year is very crucial for Europe, and also especially for France regarding Europe issues. You know, we have a national election. And so it's very crucial to address threats that are towards Europe, and also hopes expressed by citizens on the conference for the Future of Europe platform. So new German coalition stated its will to go to a federal Europe and change in the treaties, but so far France didn't respond to this appeal. Our current government is saying it's love for Europe, as you all know, but only promotes cooperation between member states. Unfortunately, so far, no candidate for this semester French election spoke in favor of federal Europe, not even for democratical reforms. Fight for a better and more efficient and more democratic EU is therefore very hard in France, but it's very comforting to see supporters from all over Europe today. French section of Union of European Federalists actively participated in the platform and organized a public Zoom event also last week. The idea was in particular to support propositions from the platform that are consistent with our goal of Euro Federation. There will also be an event, a big transnational demonstration in Strasbourg in May the 7th. You are all welcome, of course, and we have to be a huge crowd asking our political leaders to listen to the demands expressed on the platform, especially demands to change the EU. So this will also be the opportunity to celebrate the 30th anniversary of Maastricht. So to conclude, in this context of massive disappointing member state national leaderships, cities, especially big cities like Lyon, can bring this major topic in the media and in France, of course, to the candidates, and show them that there is a big public support for better democracy in Europe. Even in France, according to recent polls, for example, more than 60% of French people support the proposition of the new German government for federal Europe. So the city of Lyon already organized some events related to the conference of Future of Europe with local European associations. So Lyon has a good relationships with Frankfurt and Milano. So we are very optimistic regarding the will of our mayor and vice mayors to support and join our common initiatives of the 3 cities, even if today we weren't able to invite them. but we will tell you more about this initiative very soon. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Luc. And I give the floor to Paolo Lorenzetti from Milan.
Thank you, Francesco. Thank you, everybody. Our political guests and all the attending members of the three federalist groups in Italy, in France, and in Germany. I just like to say a few words about our campaign we are carrying on here in Italy, and as part of a pan-European campaign of the UF, the campaign for a sovereign, democratic, and federal Europe. There are 3 points I want to clarify to you. The first one is, what do we do? The second one, what do we ask for? And the third one, to whom do we address? What do we do? Since the fall of last year, we have been promoting public town meetings in almost every town where a local section of the MFE exists and is active. We rally with municipality representatives, members of the parliaments, local politicians, trade unionists, and different kinds of associations. We debate and in the end, try to approve an appeal. So what do we ask for? We ask to substantially establish a first core of federal power at the European Union level, namely to grant the European Parliament and the Commission a true fiscal power with the capacity to choose and directly collect taxes, to form accordingly an independent EU budget, and to have a direct spending capacity on the other side, with a corresponding majority vote rule in the European Council. We therefore ask for a revision of the treaties or for a new treaty among the willing countries to achieve those goals. Finally, to whom do we address? We address our appeals, first of all, to the Conference on the Future of Europe until next Sunday. And then, and mostly since next month of May, to the European Parliament, to the European political parties and their leaders, to the governments and national parliaments, in particular, of course, those of Italy and possibly of France and Germany mainly. Well, just to conclude, I can say that achieving our goal is hard, and we know that. It has been so since 1950, but we can succeed, maybe together. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Paolo. And Klaus Klipp from the Lyon and Frankfurt, you have the floor.
Grazie, Paolo. Now, what can our three cities do for Europe? I think, first of all citizens in all member states of the European Union, a majority of citizens is in favor of a stronger Europe. This is what the Eurobarometer and what other means of asking opinions of people over years have shown. Even in countries that are relatively critical sometimes, the majority of people still wants a stronger European Union. And this is something that in the public debate, we do not see it, because public debate is very much national a lot of times. Cities have been practicing democracy in one way or another since centuries. And I think that's why cities are a perfect place to look at these European issues. I strongly believe that European Union does exist and is successful because it does not solely work with the intergovernmental method, which is now the way how the governments try to cooperate very much in the European Union. And I do believe we will be successful as European movement when we are able to reach out really to everybody, to the citizens, not only have academic discussions about this, but where we can reach normal citizens. In Lyon and Frankfurt, we try to do that. We try to be very active on social media. We are a small local organization, like you are probably also. We are just a local chapter in Frankfurt. But for example, last month, alone on Facebook, we had more than 10,000 people that have seen our stuff that we were posting. On Instagram, we have more than 2,000 people, and these numbers are always going up. And that's what I think is something that is quite an important contribution that we can do to the European Union. And we are working with the communities in the city. Frankfurt is a city, you hear about that later, where the majority of citizens doesn't have a German background. So this way to reach out, to really reach everybody, because democracy means everybody. I think that is a really, really crucial point of what we are doing.
Thank you very much, Klaus. And now we go into the second part. I will then, of course, translate by bullet points what the people will say, because now I will ask a bit to some of our friends to cross their languages and to speak about what their towns can do for Europe. And Claudia, ti do la parola.
Grazie mille, buonasera a tutti. Sono lieta di potervi spiegare com'è da vivere in una città più europea dell'Europa, forse addirittura più internazionale in Europa. E vi parlo non vi parlo politicamente, ma da cittadina. E ovviamente devo aggiungere anche un po' di italianità. Negli anni 60 noi tutti andavamo con il topolino e i nostri genitori alle spiagge italiane. Negli anni 70 arrivava la maggior parte degli operai stranieri, soprattutto i turchi e gli italiani. Da allora loro hanno cambiato la nostra società totalmente e ne devo dire sono grata. Negli anni 80, come Francesco già diceva, la città di Francoforte segnava i primi contratti di gemellaggio con Milano, Lyon e Birmingham. Da allora abbiamo aggiunto 16 città. I rapporti con tutte queste città sono vivi. Lo trovo molto importante questo, se un gemellaggio non è parte solo di un pezzo di carta. Vi faccio l'esempio di Tel Aviv. Lo scambio di idee, culture, persone e rapporti economici tra Tel Aviv coinvolgono quasi tutte le istituzioni di ambedue città. Ma questo è solo una piccolissima parte della nostra internazionalità. Però non vi parlerò dei nostri enti europei, li conoscete. Vi parlerò dei miei vicini di casa. Quando esco con il cane di sera, vado con la mia amica turca, che è un cane anche. La mia vicina dall'altro lato è Bulgaria, viene di Bulgaria. E mi porta spesso il vino del suo
Stefano,
paese.
come stai?
Sorry?
Senti, volevo dirti, tu...
Sorry, yeah, yes, please, go ahead. It was somebody speaking. Sorry, please, Claudia,
Okay.
go ahead.
La parrucchiera è greca e il ristorante più vicino è di un marocchino. Noi non lo conosciamo differente e non lo vogliamo differente. Ne siamo fieri che allo stesso lato Francoforte è una città pacifica, tollerante e aperta. Il manuale statistico ufficiale della città di Francoforte, che è apparso in dicembre, cioè 6 settimane fa, indica 54,6% dei abitanti di Francoforte non sono tedeschi oppure derivano di famiglie non tedesche. A Francoforte vivono 180 nazioni che praticano 140 religioni differenti. Alla nostra Accademia Popolare, di cui il direttore è un croato nato in Svezia, si insegnano 40 lingue e naturalmente tedesco per gli stranieri. La EUD si rende conto ed è fiera della situazione francofortese. Ci impegniamo politicamente per il benessere di questa città perché è il benessere di ogni singolo cittadino. Il nostro poeta locale, Stolz, ha scritto: non mi entra nel cervello come non si può essere di Francoforte. Vi ringrazio.
Grazie moltissimo, Claudia. Luca, du hast das Wort.
Vielen Dank. Ehrlich gesagt, ich wüsste nicht, dass ich auf Deutsch reden sollte. So, ich werde direkt eine kleine Rede machen, aber Entschuldigung für die Fehler. So, was soll Mailand, was kann Mailand anbieten und warum ist Mailand ein europäisches Stadt? Was zu sagen, also die Geschichte von Mailand und seiner Geist ist eng mit Europa verbunden. Ich denke natürlich zum Beispiel, man kann es verstehen, zuerst von der Kunst. So, der Kunst, natürlich, Mailand ist eine italienische Stadt und viele Touristen kommen jedes Jahr Mailand zu besichtigen. Ja, das spricht frei, das ist aber so gut, was besonders für Mailand ist natürlich die Ähnlichkeit mit vielen anderen europäischen Städten. Zum Beispiel der Hauptbahnhof von Mailand, ganz ähnlich wie der Hauptbahnhof von Frankfurt ist. Ist eigentlich als mit der Hauptbahnhof von Rom. Oder Mailand hat diese schöne gotische Dome, diese Kathedrale, die ähnlich wie der Kathedrale von Köln ist, als mit der Kathedrale von Rom, mit St. Peter. So, natürlich, Mailand hat wegen ihrer Geschichte diese enge Verbindungen mit Nordeuropa, mit anderen Staaten. So hat er immer diese spezielle Rolle gespielt. Dann ich würde sagen, dass natürlich auch in unserer Geschichte, Mailand hat auch wichtige politische Erfahrungen gemacht. Zum Beispiel in Mailand wurde die faschistische Bewegung begründet, genau vor 100 Jahren oder ein bisschen 102 Jahre. So ist der Stadt, wo Faschismus geboren wurde, aber auch ist der Stadt, wo die europäische föderalistische Bewegung geboren ist. So, während der Zweiten Weltkrieg, Spinelli hat die europäische föderalistische Bewegung in Mailand begründet, mit anderen Antifaschisten. So, genau, ist eine besondere Stadt, vielleicht ist der europäischste Stadt Italiens. Und sein Geist ist eng mit Europa verbunden. Ich würde sagen, dass irgendwie ist Mailand dann ein bisschen wie eine Avantgarde, ich weiß nicht wie auf Deutsch, eine Avantgarde. So ist ein bisschen, ich mache vielleicht eine Hilfe hier. Also, es gibt wirklich eine wichtige Rolle für die Politik in Europa. Und wir öffnen das auch heute wegen die geschichtliche Wichtigkeit der Stadt und auch die politische Rolle dieser Stadt. Wir können frische politische Ideen für die Zukunft Europas vorschlagen. Ja, das ist alles. Danke.
Vielen, vielen Dank. Und François Coutin, vous avez la parole. Je vous donne la parole.
On vous n'écoute pas.
Non, on vous écoute. On vous écoute. Maintenant, on vous écoute. Ah non, on ne vous écoute pas. Oui, vous avez...
Voilà, maintenant, ça y est, excusez-moi.
Ah.
Voilà, bonne soirée à tout le monde. Je voudrais donner quelques éclairages au sujet de Lyon. À Lyon, nous avons eu des fédéralistes très tôt. Déjà pendant la résistance, notamment avec Henri Freinet. Ensuite, la section UEF, à l'époque, on appelait Mouvement fédéraliste européen, a toujours été active avec des militants qui étaient nombreux, très engagés, dont André D'Arteil. Et notamment dans les années 62, quand il y avait eu un congrès pour le peuple européen. Nous avons eu toujours des liens très rapprochés avec les militants italiens de Turin et Milan, notamment, et je pense notamment à Lucio Levi, et nous continuons à avoir ces liens. Lyon est donc une ville qui est jumelée aussi avec le Piémont, avec la Catalogne et avec le Bade-Württemberg. C'est une agglomération de 1,2 million d'habitants et c'est un carrefour vers l'Italie et vers la Suisse. Les liens avec l'Italie ont toujours été rapprochés et ça depuis au moins la Renaissance. Aujourd'hui, donc, elle reste elle a toujours cette position de carrefour et elle compte aussi de nombreuses associations internationales. J'en citerai une, c'est Handicap International, qui est très connue. Et puis, elle a des sièges d'industries importantes, notamment dans la chimie, la pharmacie, avec Sanofi, Biomérieux, Rhodia, et puis aussi il y a Volvo Trucks qui est important sur l'agglomération. Les universités, il y a plusieurs universités sur Lyon et qui sont en lien avec de multiples universités en Europe. Les thèmes qui nous tiennent à cœur et puis qui tiennent à cœur aussi la population locale et même les élus, même si la municipalité a changé il y a 2 ans, c'est les questions de démocratie européenne, l'Union européenne dans le monde, que l'Union européenne puisse peser réellement avec des institutions qui soient plus fortes et plus solides, la justice sociale, et puis évidemment les questions environnementales et les politiques à suivre dans ce domaine. Voilà les lignes essentielles de ce que je voulais souligner là aujourd'hui, avec 2 points importants qui me paraissent importants, c'est la démocratie européenne et donc le rôle des institutions, et je pense aussi notamment au Parlement européen, et puis que les institutions Bruxelles soient plus, qu'on leur donne plus de poids et que le système intergouvernemental actuel soit dépassé pour qu'on fonctionne vraiment à la majorité. Voilà les points essentiels que je voulais souligner dans l'instant. Merci.
Thank you. Thank you very much, François. So I would like to say in an extremely short summary, Claudia has been speaking about Frankfurt as a cosmopolitan and multicultural town, where people are started to come decades ago. They have transformed the town and to the better. And now we are in a framework in which basically we live all together, having in our variety a sense of unity and a unique characteristic of this town, which is one of the most international and cosmopolitan of Europe. And she spoke also of the fact that the many twinnings like those which we have are very alive. So are alive and kicking, and this means that there is development. Luke has been speaking about the history of Milan as a town which has been almost closer and always closer, so to speak, to the north than to other parts of Italy. A town which has been the laboratory for change, laboratory for innovation, and the town which wants to continue to be a laboratory for innovation, being in this way probably the most European town of Italy. And Francois has been speaking about the Federalist movement in Lyon, which was present since the war, and also Luca made reference to the fact that Milan was the place where the Federalist movement was created in Italy. He told about the history of the Federalists, and has been also telling us that Lyon is a town with a lot of energy, a lot of resources, a lot of good spirit. He spoke about what Lyon is doing against handicap, and has been saying that in this spirit, Lyon wants to support democracy and social justice, and believes the European Parliament should have more powers. So I think we are perfectly in time. My bell is completely unemployed thanks to you, because you have been really fantastic in keeping time. So I would propose we would go to the third part, where we have some important politicians who want to bring some greeting from us. We have first Filippo Barberis, who is the head of the Partito Democratico in the city council of Milan. So Filippo, you have the floor. I think you are still muted.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, please.
Okay. I can speak in English or in Italian, or as you like.
In English would be the best.
English is easier, no? So
yes, is the common language, so to speak.
I have a family that a bit cross-European family, because my wife comes from Germany and my brother lives since 4 years in Amsterdam. So we are practicing also inside our family integration between European countries. Thanks for the Federalist movement and also for all the association and the other people that helped to organize this occasion of meetings that has a special interest for me, because Paolo Lorenzetti knows that we are happy in Milan to speak about Europe, also thanks to the action and of the Federalist movement, and also in Italy in some interesting meeting, but it's not so common to promote such a debate between big European town. And I think that the big town in Europe, like the one are represented today, are really important and can have a more intense role, also thinking about European integration and very concrete action to promote the sense of Europe unity and action together. I'm thinking about very concrete things we are working on since at least the last 10 years, promoting project and activating European fund together with other European towns, and together also exchanging practices that are not just connected with facilities or technologies or environmental transition, but also thinking about social politics and also cultural and politics connected with education and connected with food. And so I really and truly believe that this interoperation and co-projectation between different European towns can improve the speed of European integration. Most of the time, the Federalist speaks about the people, the citizens, as part of this process that has to be not just led by the government, because we know that the government has this double interest, no? They need to speak each other, but at the same time, they need to save the national power and the national prerogative. So I think that the discussion between also towns can be another level of integration as the discussion between regions in Europe, and has to move on very concrete project, also very easy to be understood by the town citizen and the European citizen. So what I would like to give as a message to this meeting is to try to move also this debate not only on the European project level, that is the level in which we are more happy to speak with the other town, but moving to a more also political level debate with the other towns. And I would be very happy to think together to an initiative that we can promote also together, of course, with the municipality of Milan, even in the space of the municipality of Milan. So in our official house, no? Palazzo Marino, trying to give a shape to some of the things we are saying together, even in presence, that I hope will be possible in the very next future. And speaking, I repeat, not just on a specific project, but sharing a common view and political view of Europe that can be promoted through also the administrative experience of the local administration and through the experience of the local administration of the big town, that every year, every decades are more important and relevant international active actor also in Europe. So thank you very much again to Paolo and the movement and all the present for the today occasion.
Thank you very much, Filippo. And now I would like to give the floor to Britta, who is a member of the City Council of Frankfurt. Britta, you have the floor.
Yes, thank you very much and good evening, everyone. Yeah, my name is Britta Volkov and I'm a member of the party called Europe, so a pan-European party, as you already know, I guess. And I'm a city councillor in Frankfurt for almost 1 year now. Last year, we ran for election for the very first time for my party, which is a young party, and also for me as a person. And we reached 4 seats, which was quite a success for us. We also got into the government coalition. So we as a pan-European party are now really able to have an influence on the political decisions here in Frankfurt. We want to shape the future of Frankfurt in a European way, of course. And of course, it is not just easy. First of all, because of some bureaucratic conditions, and it's a lot of work as a city councillor, and we're doing this on a voluntary base, and it is a tough time, but we really want to set our accents. And all, it is a great honor and a total life changer, and a really big responsibility. Frankfurt is the 5th biggest city in Germany. It is also, of course, a very important player in the EU. So I know our work has really an impact and I shouldn't screw that up. So the question now is, how can a local politics can serve for a more democratic, open and united EU? Because this is what we want. Well, in my case, living in Frankfurt, of the first sight, it's quite easy. Because as Claudia already said, Frankfurt is a very international city. It is a European city. It is a really cosmopolitan city. So it's quite easy to highlight all the European institutions we have, like the ECFB, the European School, and to make all the benefits of the EU visible, like all the projects that are sponsored by the EU, Erasmus, international interrail tickets for students, and so on. But more important, like highlight all these things that are already there, is to get the vision we have into the heads and to the people to approach these. And as a member of a pan-European party, we want to promote our values. And this is really, for us, the most important part of it. For example, in the discussions and debates we have in the committees, in the local committees we have, we talk a lot about best practice approaches. For example, in Frankfurt, when we develop the traffic concepts in the city. The fact that we share here in Frankfurt challenges with other people and cities in the European Union and other countries, so that we can learn from each other and that we should face all the challenges together and united. This is something we can bring into the debates every day, and things we can bring up in the discussions. We did that a lot during the election campaign last year, when we talked to Frankfurt people on the street and election booths, and we keep doing this in our new role. We are now really get the impression that the people appreciate the way that we like to do politics here and the approach we are, that we are all aware that nationalism won't help us with the current challenges we all have to face. But of course, it's not just only pride. To make a change and to stand up for values also means that we have to talk about things that are not going on so well right now. To give a very sad example, as one big topic in Germany and also in Frankfurt and also in other European countries, I guess, is in these days a frightening racism and xenophobia. Even though Frankfurt is a really open-minded and cosmopolitan city, racism is a problem and we have to talk about that. Something we must have resolute oppose, of course, because this is the opposite of what we want when we think about a united Europe and an open democratic society we want. Being in politics here in a regional way gives us the opportunity to talk the citizen face to face every week. We have the access to important institutions and get the public attention. We issue press releases and that are actually printed. And we are invited to public discussions. For example, if something comes up like the book fair or something like this. So this is where we can stand up for our values, visions, and topics. So the main thing I want to approach to you is that we have to think European, we have to think without borders, but we have to act and talk to people on a local level. And this is our responsibility I have now. And I really want to use this opportunity to stand up for the values and to promote our vision of a more democratic and effective union.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Britta. So, have you seen there is a lot of energy in our towns? There is a lot of energy also in our groups. And we have a plan for action because we think what we do is to try to bring forward a democratic and sovereign Europe, not in the next decades, but now. And basically, we have an objective for March, April. We have an objective for May, and we have an objective between May and June. For March and April, we hope, it's a dream, we hope to have the three majors of the three towns signing on common statements in favor of a democratic and sovereign Europe. Because we have the conference on the future of Europe, and because I think bringing them together would help to give a push of attention, energy, and also capacity to, so to speak, to bring the real topics at the table to the conference. The conference was born as a strange thing, and many thought it would bring to nothing. Now what we are seeing is that the citizens who have been chosen, by the way, they are chosen really casually, if you want, this type of things, have been identifying a clear European agenda in favor of a stronger and federal union, which basically shows what we are saying. The people, if you ask them, are for Europe, are not against Europe. So it's important that our majors would take this step. For May, we want to organize a demonstration in Strasbourg at the time in which the conference is coming to an end. We'll probably do it on the 7th of May. The conference will come to an end on the 9th of May. And between the 9th of May and the 22nd of June, when the European Union Council will take a decision on what to do, we would like to broaden the initiative from Frankfurt Lyon, Milan, to as many big European towns as possible. And this we are trying to do by using structures like Eurocities, because really we think that towns have a role to play. To a certain extent, we need to think about a model of federalism which has a European level, it has a national level, but it has also a local level where towns can play a very important role. And this is what we have been trying to write in a declaration, which I would like to now show to you. I'm trying for a second time to share the content. One moment. So this is a text. I hope you are seeing it. Can anybody confirm it is visible?
Yes, Francesco.
Thank you very much. So this is a text which is signed by the three groups of European federalists, which is recalling of the fact that we need Europe because we are in a moment of great international confusion. Let's think about Ukraine, Belarus, Libya. One could add Mali. In reality, there is a problem every month. And we need to give a political perspective to Europe to grow as a global player. And on the other hand, as we have been saying, we also have a necessity to act locally, knowing the strengths of our traditions. And so Frankfurt, Lyon, and Milan have to take a duty in this sense. They have a role to play. And this is what we are bringing together. So the international needs, the global needs, and the local needs. And this is the reason why we are also asking for 5 things. The first one is a bit the classical request of all federalists in Europe: more democratic Europe, a more effective form of government. We need to have a process which is not blocked in the Council. Second, what we want is to have a capacity of Europe to provide public goods, which basically means also that we need to have a budget. Third, we need to preserve our values in terms of defending democracy. We have to protect democracy. Democracy is at risk. Democracy is at risk globally, but it's also at risk in our countries. And so we need to be so we have to defend and to be back to all the citizens in our countries, in Poland, in Hungary, who are in favor of democracy and expect the European Union to help them against autocracies. And then what we need to have a more international profile. Otherwise, we will become more and more minor part of the world in terms of capacity to bring forward our ideas, our views. And finally, we want to guarantee that there will be a dialogue with local governments, full application of the principle of subsidiarity, and important dialogue between the European level and our level of government. So this is what we want to achieve. And basically now I would like to give the floor back to Luc, Paolo, and Klaus, who will tell us why the three groups of federalists are now today approving and together with this declaration, and what we will do with these declarations in the next weeks. Thank you. So I give the floor to, maybe we can start with Paolo, and then I give the floor to Luc and to Klaus.
Thank you, Francesco. Well, the reasons is The reasons are in itself, in this document, this declaration itself. Those are the goals, typical goals of the European federalists along the time, and especially in this moment when we maybe have not so much time ahead, and to unite politically, to unite Europe politically. So we want to press public opinion, institutions, politicians, of course, the conference for the future of Europe with our arguments and requests, and then try to have, as you told before, the same or similar requests adopted by the mayors of our respective towns and other important personalities before the conference now and in the next months before the national governments, political parties, and European Parliament.
Thank you very much. So look, what do you think, what we can do in the next weeks with this declaration?
Yes, so this declaration is a good basis to advocate for federal Europe, for more democratic Europe at least, if not federal. And it's a good basis to, I mean, we are a bit late in Lyon compared to Milan and Frankfurt because we only contacted the city officials a few days ago because so but the goal is is to use this declaration to make them well to take part of this and to stand for what is written in the declaration, and then to use this to maybe extend this movement to other European cities. That could be really a great movement that could be, I mean, mediatically very well, seen by people, and maybe more important if there are more cities joining. So we'll start by the three cities, our three cities, and then we'll see step by step, and maybe also we can do something with Strasbourg, like in the event I talked about before, on the May 7th. Actually, Strasbourg already made a call that everybody can sign with more or less the same content as our declaration. So it's a start, and we'll go little by little, but I think there is a good hope that we can transform this in a big and movement that has impact.
Thank you very much. And I give the floor to Klaus.
Yeah. Thank you, Francesco. I think the European debate in many countries, there's a lot of presence of people that are against vaccination. There are people that are fighting with the government and so on and so on. And I think we need to make our own contribution to this debate and put forward the positive things in Europe. And I think now I have seen, to my surprise, to be honest, when we contacted Milano and Lyon, this has created a huge dynamism, a lot of goodwill. Everybody, I think we all think we will continue working together. It is very clear. And I think this shows that we are kind of, apparently we made a good step. We made a good step here. We also have a little bit an idea in the background, but that's really the big one, to try to reach to other cities, maybe via the organization of Eurocities, where all of our cities are members of Eurocities, and the mayor of Eurocities happens to be the mayor of Florence. And I wrote him, we wrote him already, to see whether it is not possible to cooperate with them and to really have an initiative of European cities in the context of this Future of Europe conference. We should not leave it up to national governments. There must be really a contribution and from the side of the citizens. And I think we may be able to go this way here together.
Thank you very much, Klaus. We got also two interesting inputs from those who are with us today. So Anke Frankenberger has been proposing that each local group of the European Federalists would basically ask the local city councils to join the petitions, and also to ask the other partner towns to do it. Yeah. And I see also Franco Riti, which says, why don't we use Change.org to make sure we are creating a European position on this. So I think we had, and I hope we had an interesting hours with many people of us speaking. I think we have approved this declaration. We have been explaining that we have weeks and months of work in front of us. We want to speak to the mayors. We want to go to Strasbourg for the end of the conference, and we want to extend these movements to other cities. So a lot of work to do. We have a common statement and we have a work plan. And the other thing is that we have gained 5 minutes. So we are 5 minutes ahead, which is always good. We are leaving you 5 minutes more freedom before the weekend. Be careful, it will be quite windy. There is a hurricane which is coming. It's the second in 1 week, which basically means that climate change is coming. Anke has been also asking whether we could send the declaration to everybody. We have, I think, the emails of those who have been connecting, because people have registered. So of course, the first thing which we will do is we will send the declaration to all of you.
You will also find it under the link tree. If you go to our webpage, there is a link tree where you have all the links to all the different activities, and we will put it there. Okay, it's very simple, and then you can use it also and distribute it. Okay, and I would like, since we are early, I would like to take the opportunity to thank Francesco Mazzaferro really a lot. He was really driving this process, and he is the energy behind it. So that's fantastic. Great. Thanks a lot.
Thank you very much. And by the way, as Claudia was saying, if you are in Frankfurt, be careful. If you speak Italian with your wife, like it's happening to me, my wife, everybody understands you. So don't imagine that the people don't understand what you say. The people will understand and comment. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Francesco.
Have a nice evening. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Have a nice evening. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
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 Cool.